Sunday, sunny and 29 on Monday. And Aaron, if you've been missing the humidity, that is coming as well. Tuesday and Wednesday, it is going to get a little bit sticky, and with that humidity, a risk of thunderstorms, of course. Currently 24 degrees, the humidity quite low. Absolutely gorgeous day today.
Yeah, you were talking about, that weather they had out west, that extremely hot weather. I mean, what's going on now in terms of the rest of the country? Are they done that out and we're getting this weather now?
Yeah, the jet stream should start to dip a little bit out west, so they should start to get some relief from the heat. I don't know if that's going to help the forest fire situation out there, the wildfire situation. But yeah, the whole thing is going to start to oscillate, so now we should get into a warming pattern, and we could see some pretty hot temperatures over the next couple of weeks.
All right. At least we'll see the sun. That's half the battle.
Absolutely.
All right, Randy, thanks so much. Have a good weekend.
You too.
5:09, we'll be right back.
This is the Area Range Show on News Talk Radio, CJAD 800.
So you remember back to July of 2012, the Aurora, Colorado theater shooting. You remember, of course, back to Columbine High School, the terrible tragedy that happened there. Our next guests are on the line right now. They published a book called The Spiral Notebook. Stephen and Joyce Singular are on the line. And I guess, Stephen, I want to start with you and just ask you, and I know you published many, many books on violent crime. What is it about this particular one in Aurora that drew you to the subject?
Well, it was pretty close to where we live. Joyce and Eric, our son, who's a part of this book, had attended a number of movies there. They had watched actually quite a few movies in that theater complex. When Columbine happened in Denver, our son was 5, and when this happened, he was almost 19 and a freshman in college. And the day it happened, we went out and looked at the crime scene and some other locales. And when we came back, we started talking a lot about this. Joyce pointed out that most of the talking heads who interpret these events are middle-aged. They're our age. And he said, you need to talk to younger people and get their perspective on this and see what we think about these crimes, because that's the generation that was producing them. So between the fact that, it was right here in our backyard, I mean, we could have been in that theater that night as easily as anyone else, and the fact that our son was sort of urging us or asking us to look at this less as a true crime type of story and more as a sociological phenomenon, because America's seen a lot of mass shootings in the last 15 years or so, and that was the starting point for the book.
Yeah, and you mentioned something, and I wonder if even people now, in sort of hindsight, realize that most of these mass killings have taken part, or were instigated, I guess, by young men between the ages of 18 and 30. And that's really perhaps the most troubling thing.
White men,
yeah.
And generally young white men of some, social standing. It doesn't tend to come out of impoverished circumstances. And that's one of the threads that we looked at, and one of the threads that runs through the book.
So you actually decided to, rather than offer an overview of this, actually go to talk to people, as you said, who were in that age. What did you get from them?
Well, we got a lot of information about where they get their